Hi everyone, welcome to my latest live session on the eve of Mental Health Day. I have a very interesting co-host today and I'm just going to wait for her to join in. Hi Aditya. Hi mom. Can you hear properly?
Yeah, I can hear.
Cool, awesome. Hi Aditya. So, hi everyone, let me introduce you to my co-host for today. So the reason I was saying that today's co-host is a very special person is because not only is she an amazing healer, but she's also my mother. So I want to say thanks to her for being part of this show today. Hi mom, welcome. Good to
Thank
have you
you.
on my show. Are you ready? Are you excited about today's discussion?
Me, yes.
Yeah, lovely. Awesome. So, all of you joining in, let me quickly give you a brief about today's session. So, on the eve of World Mental Health Day, what me and Abby are going to be talking about is how to tackle mental health issues. And the reason I said, hi Mamta, the reason I said that today's co host is a very special co host is because Abby is not just an amazing healer, a pranic healer, but she's also my mother. And I want to thank her for that, for bringing me, giving me life, bringing me on this planet. And I'm glad to see her smiling. Thanks, mom, for joining in today. And I hope everybody has a good session today. So, just for the benefit of everyone who is meeting me for the first time, my name is Aman Chandra, and I'm a bulletproof happiness coach and a motivational speaker. And Abby, my mother, is an amazing pranic healer, and she does healings and trains people on how to heal themselves. Am I right? Am I missing out anything? Was anything that you would like to add?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Great. Okay. So, as I was telling everybody that today's discussion is all about mental health and how to improve one's mental health on the eve of World Mental Health Day. So, thanks first of all for joining this session, and I'm going to officially start it now. The first thing that I would like to discuss with you is what does mental health mean to you? Or rather, what does it really mean? Can you throw some ideas, throw some thoughts on what this means to you?
Yeah. So, being a healer for 25 years, um, we begin to understand that um, mental health is actually not really got anything to do with your physical condition, in the
Right,
sense that um, it is actually your mind that affects your physical body.
right,
So we always are continuously focused on our physical body and ignore the mind and ignore how we think and how we feel. That is the mistake that most people make.
right,
And very, very few people understand that if they keep their minds calm and they keep their emotions in a stable condition, their
right,
physical their physical conditions, their physical lives will be stable. And when we are living stable lives physically, when our experiences on the physical level are peaceful and good, and the right things tend to happen for us at the right time physically, then
right,
it is then our mental condition again is helped, because the physical, so often we just focus only on the physical.
right,
I don't have enough money, so then it affects the mind. But
right,
we don't realize that our job is to keep the mind stable so that our physical conditions are peaceful. When our physical conditions are peaceful, our mind continues to remain stable.
got
So
it.
that's important, to make that shift in your mind, that you are not the physical body. You are a
Right,
being much larger than just the physical body. The
got it.
physical body is like the car. You need a driver to drive that car. and there is something way beyond the physical body. That is, and
I
there's
agree.
something even way beyond the mind, which is actually the soul. So we will talk a little bit about how to keep our connection on the driver rather than on the car, which is the physical body. And when
Sounds
we do
really
that,
good.
our mental health will always be stable.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Let me give you a high five for that. So, you know what I want to, you've spoken like a true healer. And since I've been listening to you for a very long time now, from my side, I would like to add on one thing, that when we talk about mental health from a perspective of beyond traditional or beyond the traditional way of looking at it, mental health is no longer isolated and it cannot be looked at independently. I think that's what you were also trying to say, that health overall has to be looked at from a mind, body, spirit perspective. It can no longer be physical health separate. It can no longer be mental health separate. And in fact, I believe there is another component called the spiritual health, which also is combined and connects with all these three things. So if I were to say what mental health really means, it is a combination of all these things. Because when you are physically unwell, that also impacts your mental health, like you were saying, and vice versa. In fact, what I tell everybody who enters my happiness community, my bulletproof happiness community, I tell them one thing very specific, that please do not any or no longer should you ignore your thoughts and emotions and simply focus on eating right, exercising, etc., because that will not give you proper health. Ultimately, I have seen in my own life, in fact, we have both seen that people who are actually happier, and even though they are physically not taking very good care, they might be drinking, they might be physically, literally abusing the body, but they still live a long life and they do not fall ill very often. Do you agree? We've seen this together happening. One of our neighbors was also like that. Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is
the neighbor was alcoholic.
correct.
For very long, he was, very happy because his emotions and mind were on happiness. He used to drink, he used to enjoy himself, he used to party.
Correct.
He abused his body, but eventually it will catch up. But more important than working on the physical is working on the keeping the mind and the emotional bodies stable.
Super. So just to summarize, I would say that everybody who should think about their mental health should think about it in a way that mental health is a combination of mind, emotions, and thoughts to begin with. Don't just think of it as your mind or something. It has to be a combination of your mind, thoughts, and emotions all together, because it's a combination. When your mind generates a particular thought, only then can you have an emotion corresponding to it. So everything together has to be taken care of, and do not ignore the physical aspect of life. So as a holistic perspective, that's what I would like to say. Right? Super.
Can I
Yep.
explain a little further?
Yeah, of course, please. We all want to listen.
So the thing is that, like I said, our bodies are the car, and we have something else. The driver is somewhere else. So
Right.
we are all connected to something called the soul. The
Right.
soul is connected to us by a.
Participants, hi, welcome back.
Yeah.
We have
Should
to-
I continue?
Yeah, so you were talking about the driver and the soul. So please continue from there.
So when we understand that there is a much higher force that is controlling us, and when we are mentally traumatized, when we
Right.
are upset about things, if we just simply close our eyes and say we are not this body, we are not these emotions, we are not even these thoughts, we are
Right.
the soul. When you keep your connection on your higher soul, when you keep your connection on the driver of the car, then the
Right.
soul is continuously feeding you. The soul energies can revitalize and repair your physical cells.
Right.
It can clean up the emotions from your energy body, which is around you. Your emotions and your thoughts are all energy programmed with
Right.
certain thoughts and emotions, and they stay in your aura. So
Right.
when you allow the soul energies to come down and clean up your minds, your thoughts, your
Right.
emotions, and feed your physical cells, you are always feeling peaceful, you're always feeling calm, you're always feeling regenerated and rejuvenated.
Got
So
it.
one trick to continuously make sure that we do not get mentally disturbed
Right.
is when we are frustrated, when we don't know the answers, when we don't know the way, when we're coming to roadblocks in our life, we need to just take one step back,
Right.
to close our eyes and to mentally, just even if you just close your eyes, connect with a light on top of your head, which is actually a higher soul. You just have to think of a light on top of your head, and
Right.
you just 3 times you chant so you want to do it with me? Why don't you close your eyes?
Yeah, everybody whose life can try it.
So if you just chant 3 times with awareness of the light on top of your head, you
Right.
will immediately start feeling peaceful. And what happens is the light of your soul comes down, pushes out all the dirty blockages from your physical body, all the negative emotions and thoughts from your aura, and
Right.
all the necessary information that you need to deal with your particular problems just comes to you during the day. You don't have to fight in your life anymore.
Right.
So, a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists might talk about mental health in a very big way, but I am giving you just this one tip.
Right.
Whenever you physically disturbed, supposing you go out and you get cut,
Right.
right? When you get cut and you're continuously, or you break a bone, or you break any part of your, or you suddenly get a toothache and you say,
Right.
oh, it's hurting, oh, it's hurting. Then what are you doing? You're focusing all the energies in your aura onto this place that's paining, and
Right.
you're actually energizing the pain, you're feeding the pain,
Exactly.
and the pain is getting worse. But if you simply close your eyes and say, I'm not this pain, I am the soul,
Right.
and you close your eyes and silently just say Soham 3 times, the
Right.
light of the sun will come down, feed this area, dissipate the pain, and you will feel calm.
Right.
And automatically, you will also then know which dentist to go to. The dentist will pick up the phone, the appointment will be made, and everything will happen properly to solve that issue for you.
Awesome.
So, very often people, they are, like in the most beautiful scenery, in the mountains, but their boyfriend or girlfriend has left them. So what
Okay.
happens?
Good example
They
taken.
are in a complete state of hell.
Hmm.
Why? Because they are identifying with the emotion at that time. They're
Right.
in the most beautiful surroundings, but they're not seeing it because they're identifying with that emotion. That emotion becomes them.
Correct.
If they were to just close their eyes and say, I'm not this emotion, this is not me, I'm the soul is much larger than everything, the soul
Right.
knows much more, and the soul can bring down the energies of God and heal you. You just chant 3 times Soham with awareness of the light on top of your head.
Right.
The energy will come down and flush out that pain that you're feeling because the person has left you, and everything will look different for you.
Right.
Going
That's
bankrupt, you don't know the answers. If you're not able to get a job, what happens? You keep thinking, I'm so useless, I'm this, I'm that. And why is life so difficult? When am I going to have money? This person has a car, I don't have everything. Everything is going wrong in my life. If
right.
you keep thinking and saying these things, then what happens is you are energizing those thoughts.
I
They
want to say
become,
one thing about this.
huh?
I want to add on something about this, which is the fact that what you are talking about is it's somewhat similar to what I shared with all my people, which is that you create your own reality. And I want to repeat that for everybody. You create your own reality. No matter how hard your life has been till now, no matter how unfair you think life has been to you, it is never the event or any sort of pain that you have gone through which is responsible for your lack of mental peace. It is the what you label or what label you put on that event.
It's
And
what you
you,
identify with.
yes,
You
and you,
you identify with it.
correct.
It
Even
becomes so much you at that point.
yes, even more specifically, it's not you. Like we've been talking about the fact that there is more to us than just this mind and body. That's what we've been talking about in this session. So people will be understanding this concept that it is the mind that puts this label. Let's take the same example as you were taking. Supposing somebody's in a beautiful scenery, they're sitting in the mountains, and suddenly they get some bad news. Then at that point, that becomes bad because they have said it is bad. Until they have put a label and until they have identified with it that way, it is not a bad event. And no matter how uncomfortable somebody feels about by listening to this, sorry, I just want to complete this. No matter how uncomfortable somebody feels by listening to this is the truth. And this is actually meant to free you up because it's giving the power back to you.
Yes,
Instead
but when
of,
you say that identify with that as being bad, it's because they are reading it from all the collective thought patterns that have come from their life experience.
hi everyone, we're back again. Because of some glitch in Instagram, some technological glitch, we keep getting disconnected, but that means we need to take a break and reconnect. So just waiting for my co-host to join in. Please give me a few more seconds and we will join in once again. Hi Aditya, I don't recognize. Hi Mamta, hi Preeti, we're just reconnecting. Please give us a few seconds. Because of some minor glitch, it keeps getting interrupted. So just give me a few more. Abby, who is also my mother, back into this live. She should be with us any moment now. Welcome back.
Sorry.
Yes.
You?
So what I was telling people is that right now, just the fact that we are getting disconnected is also something to be upset about if we label it as bad. It's just something that's happening and we are taking care of it and we're moving forward. So if we don't label something as bad, if we can become conscious of this simple aspect, I promise everybody who's listening to this that they will experience a major transformation because you are reclaiming your own power. You are no longer walking around with the remote control of your internal space handed out to somebody. Are you able to follow what I'm saying?
I just want to add something to that.
Sure.
So, when we say that we have to remain conscious that this is not a big deal, that we can do it, we can remain calm. But sometimes what happens is our life experiences have been so difficult from the time we've been in our mother's womb to the time that we are living now. If our mother was stressed out, we have already picked up the stress of the mother in our energy body or aura, and that can be impacting us. So, sometimes even the smallest things might be cause us to be uncontrollably irritated. So how do we deal with that? I mean, at a certain level, we know that we should be calm at all
Right.
times because that is the right thing to do, because if we are calm, we get the right answers. But when we are conditioned by life experiences and we have so many negative thoughts in our aura, it's difficult to do. Therefore, as a healer, I always suggest to people that they should do a little bit of Om chanting every day, because Om cleans up psychologically all the thoughts and emotions that are sitting in your aura that have been collected from the time you were in your mother's womb. You were in nursery school, the children didn't play with you, you have programs of sadness, abandonment in your aura. So
True.
all these things impact us when we are actually having to keep that stable mind. So
True.
if we shouldn't be waiting until something happens to practice stillness of the mind or calmness of the mind, we should be cleaning
Right.
Ourselves up every day by doing little bit of Om chanting. When we are feeling upset, we just chant 2-3 times Soham. These little things will help to keep all the stuff that's in our aura away. We like disintegrate it, so that when the time comes in a crisis or anything that we have to remain mentally calm, then
Right.
it's easier to do. Because even though we know we should do it, sometimes it's very hard to do it. And this comes from a collective, from a collection of thoughts and emotions that stay in your aura. And so it's our job, just like we have a physical shower every day, we need to have a spiritual shower. Either we
Right.
do some meditation or we just chant Om, simple Om. Don't do too much, because if you do too much, then you want to run away from physical life also. So
Right.
27 times in the morning, 27 times in the evening, you just chant Om. That is good enough. And when you actually want the right answers and you're feeling very traumatized, you focus on the light on your head and you chant Soham 2-3 times. That is also enough. It's very easy.
Lovely. Learned a lot from what you were talking about right now, even though I've been listening to you now for almost 30 plus years. Here's what I want to add on, and I trust that it will also make sense to you. What I tell everybody in my community is that everything that I am sharing with you has the power to help you to transform your life if and only if you are consistently going to apply it. Number one, similar to what you were saying, because there have been so many experiences in the past which drag you into operating from a previous pattern, let's say, that unless you become conscious, unless you become disciplined with yourself, or you align yourself with someone who will be able to hold you accountable to make that significant change, everything will just remain intellectual knowledge for you. So,
Right.
just for the benefit of everyone, this is why I design every coaching program of mine, happiness coaching program of mine, on 3 C's, and I'm sharing it for everybody's understanding so that they can also apply it. First is coaching, like what you and me are talking about right now, is giving people insights, giving people golden nuggets on how to live a better life, how to unblock their happiness. That will be useless unless the second C comes into place, which is consistency. They have to hold themselves accountable and be consistent. And lastly, the third C is you must be part of a community, which is a community of like-minded people who will help you when you are falling and you will help them when they are falling. This is when you experience transformation.
That's very
Otherwise,
true. That in my life as well. The community holds you when you're getting lazy, when you're feeling down. It's your community,
correct.
like-minded people that really help to keep you up. That's true.
So these are the 3 C's that everybody must introduce into their life if they truly want to unblock their happiness, find peace, and eventually be successful. There is a reason I put success number 3 over here. And I want to talk about that for a bit. Chasing success is one of the reasons that people's mental health is actually down. Chasing success is one of the reasons why people's mental health is down. And the reason for that is that they are waiting for some success to come so that they can be happy. And they are postponing their happiness. Are you able to follow? So first if you are happy and peaceful, and then if you chase success, then you are doing it the correct way. And this is what we need to reverse in our mind. Understand that it is possible for you to be happy and peaceful while you are extremely active, doing a lot of things, and you don't have to be working hard. Working hard is again a mistake that you have seen from everywhere around you. You can work joyously. I want people to understand that you can replace working hard with working joyously. And if you do that, then you are no longer postponing your happiness, and therefore your mental health is exploding in the right direction. Everybody is happy and they can be happy even right now, whatever challenge they might be going through. And this is what I want people to understand, and this is what I help people understand eventually, in all my programs, whether it is a one-to-one program, whether it is a group program, the crux, if I were to bring it down, is to share that all your emotions, all your thoughts are actually just illusions. Whether they make you very happy for a brief period or they make you very sad, they are all illusions. And the reason for that is that none of them stay forever. If something is not permanent, it cannot be the ultimate truth. Very simply I would put it. Only something that is not changing is the real truth. And therefore, what is not changing is that constant state of peace and happiness that lies below all these constantly fluctuating emotions and thoughts that we have. Hi everyone, welcome back once again. Whatever challenges are coming, we are addressing them, all technological challenges. Just gonna wait for my co-host, who's also my mother, to join in once again. Super. So let me patch her in. Just a few more seconds, she should be with us. Hi again. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
So we flow with whatever is happening with Instagram or technology wise.
The dirty windshield syndrome.
Sure,
You know
go.
what the dirty windshield syndrome is?
I have a brief idea because I've been listening to you for so many years, but let the audience hear you now.
So the dirty windshield syndrome is nothing but when you look out of a windshield that's dirty, what do you see outside? Even if the rain has cleaned up the scenery, the trees are all fresh and the roads are clean, but if your windscreen is muddy, then what do you see? You see everything as being muddy, right?
Correct.
The same thing with the stuff that we have in our aura. Our eyes are looking out from a dirty aura which is full of negative thoughts and emotions which we have collected from the time we were in the mother's womb.
Right.
To our experiences in the babyhood, in the childhood, in the adulthood. You know, people made fun of you, people thought you were not good enough. All these collect. And so every time your life experience are all colored by what's in your aura. So again, I'm saying that life is an illusion because everybody sees the same situation according to what's in their aura,
True.
according to their windshield.
True.
And so our job is simply to just clean up, so that it becomes easier
Right.
to do the things that you know that keep us
Whatever's in
stable.
our mind, whatever we want to achieve, it becomes easier.
Yeah.
Very good. So that's why I believe that healing and actually coaching principles go hand in hand, because one is helping you cleanse and one is empowering you on how to live real time. That is why I believe that when you combine these two, it can become even more powerful. So thanks so much for sharing these insights. As we come to the conclusion of today's session, I want to ask you about one last thing. Can you share one practical step or one tool that people can use to enhance their mental health?
Like I said, and then you know, the best in the it has to be easy, because these days in life nobody really has time. If I tell them do 1 hour of meditation, nobody's going to do it, right?
Correct.
The simplest thing is to do 27 times Om chanting in the morning.
Right.
And if you want to do Om chanting in the evening, or Om Namah Shivaya Om in the evening, it's very good to clean up your aura of all the day's stress, all the negative thoughts and emotions that you created, that you picked up from outside. If your boss has been angry with you, he's been firing you, he's been throwing things at you.
Right.
So it's a good thing, like when we come home, with all dirt and muck of the day, we like to have a shower, like we have to have a physical shower. Same way, we should try to clean up our aura of all the stuff that we created ourselves and the things that we may have picked up.
Correct.
And so that when we start the next day, we are starting from a fresh point.
Got it.
And simply only remember this, that if you feel sad, lonely, depressed, confused, close your eyes, connect to a light on top of your head, and silently chant or loudly chant 3 times or 4 times just Soham.
Correct.
Soham means I am not this body, I am the soul. When you connect to the light of your soul, the light of your soul will guide you clearly, properly, in the right direction, heal you of all physical discomfort. It's a beautiful way to live your life, and it's very
Right.
simple.
Super. And I would like to add on that once people listen to this, the trick is to apply consistently. Don't do it one day and then stop, because you will experience benefit. You will move forward one step, but then you will move 2 steps back.
Correct.
So therefore, being consistent is very important. Make sure that you align yourself with somebody who can make you walk this path. That is what is needed. This is the mistake that I made. It's now been close to 15 years that I had to invest in my own personal growth. And I honestly wish that somebody could have held my hand a little bit more consistently. Because
I did.
yeah, I know you did, and we are all growing in the same way. But what I genuinely mean is that somebody who makes you consistent. And I think that this is something that you can also introduce in your systems, because healing people, teaching them healing, telling them what to do is no longer enough. They have to be held accountable some way. I'm placing a lot of emphasis on this because this is something that we both could have done better. And this is what I recognized, and it became clear to me just a couple of years ago that the 50% of the game is applying something consistently, real time. It's not like you and me don't experience angry thoughts
But
anymore.
you need to give people simpler things to do. If you give them very complicated things
Correct.
to practice, it has to be really simple.
Correct.
Like you can't tell a person who hasn't had a full meal in the day to sit down and do anything to make his mind better. First, he has to be given the food. Then you teach them how to feel peaceful mentally and emotionally. So it's you have to be. It has to be a simple beginning. It has to be a very simple beginning.
What you're truly saying is that you have to understand where somebody is and help them at that level to bring them up, which is of
Correct.
course true. But even at that level, you have to be consistent with them. If they stop, it will not be progress for them.
Right.
And on that note, I want to add a couple of things from my side as tips for people to enhance their mental health, their mental state. The first tip is to understand the concept of developing a softer focus on their own thoughts and emotions. Let me repeat that for everybody. Develop a softer focus on your own thoughts and emotions. Example of this is, supposing you're sitting and you're thinking that my boss is an unpleasant person and he's always against me. This is a thought that came to you. You recognize that it has come to you and focus on it from a very soft perspective. Don't become one with that thought, because it's not necessary that it is true. It's just a thought that came to you. So let that thought come, watch it softly, and then take action if you need, but don't get very aligned and identified with it like you said.
One very good way of countering those things is to immediately think of 1 or 2 good things about the person.
I need to interrupt you over here.
Huh?
I'm interrupting you over here because, and even countering a thought and an emotion, I have understood is not the ideal way to go about it, because that's actually my second point. And my second point starts with this, that my second tip for people to boost their mental health is acceptance of all negative emotions. Acceptance of all negative emotions is the only true way to fully dissolve psychological pain of any kind. And psychological pain is any sort of mental pain that you have, whether it is sadness, depression. Until you can accept that emotion, you will be fighting with it. And ultimately, I would say, don't counter it. Don't counter it. If you counter it, you will just be replacing it maybe with a positive emotion, but it will still be there. The only way
to be aware of it.
Yes.
Fully present in it.
Literally become one with that thought and emotion. And when you become one with it, then that's how it dissolves. You don't fight it
Right.
anymore. And once again, there are many, many tools on how you can actually apply this. And for that, you and I will have to sit with people one to one and help them understand. But they must become aware of this. Do not that the only true way that you can actually dissolve any negative emotion, any past pain that you're carrying, is by accepting it and not trying to deny it. And the phrase that I always stick with is that acceptance of a negative emotion, complete acceptance, is the only foolproof way of completely absorbing that psychological pain and replacing it with a sense of peace and happiness. So that is why I interrupted you when we said countering it, because that is one way that you can try, but ultimate way is to become one with that. Merge with the negative emotion.
Be present and aware of what you're going through at that time.
Yes.
That's a good way. Yes.
And realize that you are actually the creator of that emotion and thought, even if it didn't feel like that, even if it happened unconsciously, even if you were not able to exercise a choice. You are the creator, but you are not the one, or you are not that thought and emotion. And when you accept it, you are able to create that differentiation. And when that differentiation comes, you no longer energize those thoughts and emotions further. Then those thoughts and emotions come back to the light that you are. So
That's right.
So on that note, I think if any of the audience wants to ask us a question, they can type it in. And in the meantime, I want to thank you for taking out time from your session schedule and joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I also want to join those who helped us. I also want to thank those who helped us to do this live session, because we were having technical issues. Those who helped us at the back end. So on that note, I think we can sign out.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everyone
Bye.
for joining. Thanks to all the participants. We're going to close now. Have a good weekend. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Namaste. Bye.